But really the best way to approach Fallout 76 is to just have fun. Let's not do that. It's got its quirks, some of which I'd be happy if you could turn off. And it's got some good moments, but I see the flaws as well. Fortunately, my playthrough has been pretty normal. I see a few minor bugs here and there, mostly graphical. Nothing game breaking, fortunately. There. Or stuff like that, where I hit him and he just flew up. That's not really immersive. I don't really call it game breaking. Fallout 76 is a game to where you can. It's Fallout Online, let's be honest. It's all it ever was going to be. It just. And a lot of the ideas are good. A lot of the ideas are good. Survival elements, those are fine elements. But when you start adding in other elements, it's when you start bogging down the experience. Having condition, that's a fine element. But it's probably up there. But it starts really hampering the experience and making the game feel clunky when you have everything with condition, everything has weight, and survival elements. I'd prefer it if some of these elements could be turned off, and you could maybe your brain would take you. Where am I getting it? But you could pick which elements you wanted. You have to keep either hunger or thirst, but be able to turn off one of those. Or turn off everything has weight, but anything you find the condition is stuck. And some of the decisions that have been made I can sort of see. And I can appreciate some of them. The no human NPCs, I see that come up time and time again, how that's a problem with the game. It's more of a quirk, I think, than a problem. I can see why you would do that. It would alleviate griefing. And we've already seen someone dress up as Preston Garvey. What's stopping them from dressing up as a Preston Garvey in this game? And then killing a player, and it would ruin the player experience. So I can see where they're coming from. It would eliminate some of these issues before they come up. Without human NPCs, without human NPCs, you can easily distinguish from a glance, oh, that's an enemy. And it would prevent, on the same side, it would prevent you from going that's an enemy attacking them and it being another player. But at the same, and I know they're not going to take full damage, but if they attack back and you didn't mean to attack them, it creates a misunderstanding. It's what holds. Apparently these are creatures. So I can see why they would exclude human NPCs. Yeah, it's clear. It does make it harder to connect with the different factions since you never really encounter them and interact with them. You just see their remnants and their remains. You'll interact with Protectrons, but not with the actual factions themselves. Or maybe you'll find a holotape from a responder. So you sort of see the factions, but you don't really get to meet the factions. And from anyone that likes the lore and likes the factions, it's gonna ruin the player experience that way. But and I've seen this come up as well. Not having any of the living factions. And it'd be nice if we had more of the living factions around. Maybe keep them to very specific areas. Or since this wasn't that long after the bombs dropped, we could have ghouls. We already see feral ghouls in the game, so it'd be relatively easy, to have ghouls act as NPCs. Much like we see in Fallout 4 with Ken Conley, or Wiseman. And some of the lore issues that have come up with the Brotherhood of Steel being around, I honestly think they should have had the Enclave done everything they were going to have the Brotherhood of Steel do. Since the Brotherhood of Steel wouldn't have been around at the time, just have the Enclave be that. And if they want different factions to join, maybe on a lark throw in the Scorched. It really add it'd be another interesting gameplay mechanic and element to where if they offered that'd be Scorch fight. Okay. And stop that. But it'd be interesting to see what percent of players actually pick like the Scorched as a faction to join. And it wouldn't really break any lore because the Scorched have been added in. But above all, it's just a fun game to mess around with your friends with. And a lot of what I've seen is just better with friends. It makes it easier when you have a companion fighting with you, but it's just more enjoyable with friends. I like the perk cards actually. They've been pretty fun. I like that you can turn off perks. Like, since I'm playing on console, the cannibalism perk with that enabled, it's bound to the same button as jump. So, and this has happened before when I played Fallout 4. I went to jump, but instead I ended up eating a corpse, which my companion didn't like. I know that's not in the game. Oh, that's actually good. And go figure. But I like that you can turn off these elements.